Brandon Spivey.
We are the Markout movie podcasters on this Friday the 13th, and we have experienced all the thrills and chills of Friday the 13th because Brandon, our equipment has not worked for an hour.
No, it hasn't, Aaron. He couldn't hear me for the first 20 minutes, and then his camera went out when he could hear me. So, an hour later, here we are.
And I had to do an update on my computer. It's craziness. So, but I'm here. Brandon's here, and today, Brandon, tell him what we're doing.
We are reviewing the 2007 comedy classic, as Aaron put it earlier, Wild Hogs, starring Tim Allen. Yep, starring Tim Allen, my personal favorite, John Travolta, William H. Macy, Martin Lawrence, and Ray Liotta.
Yep.
And
let's show him a little bit of it.
No, I've got your paperwork. Have you read it? You're not going to push me around.
Don't insult me. Don't insult me. Money's never a problem.
You listen to me.
You just have to honor the correct price. You got that? What?
Then go home, Toby. You make me sick.
I can't do this many leaves for $10.
Grow up, Toby.
Mac, open internet, please.
Command unknown.
I think I have to research alternative specs.
Searching alternative sex.
What?
Listing.
No, shut down.
Barnyardlove.net.
Abort.
Funwithfruit.com.
Oh, snap! A softball pitch.
You think you're good at this?
Oh.
Get me a snow cone.
Wow.
This is it.
A road trip. I can't get off work.
Come on, guys. What do we have to look forward to anymore?
In my day, ladies stayed home, not the lazy men.
In your day, the men were busy building pyramids.
Oh.
I think you all need this trip.
This spring, they may not know how to ride.
I gotta work on the fist tapping thing.
No, you gotta work on the bike riding thing.
But when they hit the road, they had no idea it would hit back.
She is perfect.
I wanted to say something funny, but all I could think of was black jokes.
Please, do tell.
From Touchstone Pictures, they went looking for an adventure.
What did you do?
Maybe I blew up their bar.
Oh! I know, that was bad.
And found a journey
Hogs, baby!
they'd never forget.
Never let life get too safe. Every now and then, you gotta slap the bull.
This will be interesting to see now that the bull's alert.
Alert!
Wild Hogs.
What do we have here? 4 men in a bed, spooning. You fellas don't even recognize just how lucky you are to have each other. Damn lucky.
Are you wearing pants?
No.
It was Wild Hogs. All right, Wild Hogs came out in 2007. As you can see from the intro, a group of suburban bikers, wannabes, looking for adventure, hit the open road, but get more than they bargained for when they encounter a New Mexico gang called the Del Fuegos. This movie, is Brandon so openly put just now, thank you, Brandon. Tim Allen stars in this movie, John Travolta, and Martin Lawrence, William H. Macy, Ray Liotta, Marissa Tomei, and several other people. It pops up in this movie. Brandon, go ahead and hit him with the numbers and tell him what's working with that.
So here's the numbers. It's got a 5.8 out of 10 on IMDb. Walmart.com gives it a 4.8 out of 5. 90% like this on Google. And we go on to Rotten Tomatoes. It's not so pretty over here. On the tomato meter, it's got a whopping 14%. So there you go. But the audience score is a little bit higher. It's a lot higher, actually. It's 61%. So, overall, the audience enjoyed it.
Right.
it seems. And
Uh,
it made a ton of money. It made over 200 million worldwide on a $60 million budget. So we never got a sequel.
Nope. I have something to say about it as far as with you, Brandon. I feel like in watching John Travolta in this movie, it was like experiencing Brandon Spivey. Like, because it's like that is the level of acting that he gave. I assume you're gonna give me the let's ride line.
I just want to ride, man. I just ride. That's right.
There you go. But yeah, this is this. Hey, so I remember watching the movie back in 2007 when it came out. I believe I seen it in theaters. I want to see this. I want to say that's how I saw it. I might have seen it on home DVD then maybe. But I want to say I seen it in theaters. My initial response when I saw it, maybe not in theaters, maybe at home video or DVD. But my initial response, first of all, was seeing Martin Lawrence and his wife in this movie. They played on the Martin show, and they were bitter rivals in that show. Pam and Martin hated each other. Like they always talk about each other, and it was just so weird for me to see them in this movie together as a couple, as a husband and wife. But this, that movie, I liked it then, and actually enjoyed it now still. It reminded me of a lot of City Slickers, if you think about it in some way. That's what kind of kept coming to my mind is the City Slickers type of feel.
Yeah, I agree. I got a City Slickers feel when I watched it on, I think it was Monday, maybe it was Tuesday. I got a City Slickers feel. I didn't get that feel when I originally saw it in theaters. I think I saw it with my friend Mikey originally, and I loved it back then. I love it today. I still laughed out loud. I love Woody, and I love that Tim Howland is playing a character, and he has to go, Woody! It brought back Toy Story moments. I mean, and also Travolta played a cowboy in Urban Cowboy, so, and he's playing, it's a feel good for me personally. But there was one character, actually though, Martin Lawrence reminded me of you a little bit.
Oh Lord.
I was like, that's Aaron. That's Aaron right there. Yep. Yeah, buddy. But I loved him. I loved him in this movie. It was a different side of Martin though, because he wasn't, still in scenes like he normally does, and I like that. He allowed Tim Allen too allowed the two actors to steal the scenes, because normally comedians would steal them. But I enjoyed that Martin Tim a little bit more laid back here and let Travolta and William H. Macy, especially William H. Macy. I mean, I think he steals every scene he's in. I loved it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that about Martin in the show. Martin. Martin, I want to get this one guy's name. John C. McGinley. I know him from Scrubs, but he played the police officer, the overly flirtatious police officer. But in this movie, for Martin Lawrence's character, this is like a soft relaunch of Martin Lawrence's career. He at this point in his career has not really had big films so he obviously Bad Boys was one of his biggest films at one point in the 90s. I want to say it's in the 90s, and then Bad Boys 2, and then he also had like Blue Streak, which is something I enjoy, Blue Streak, and he had Black Knight, which wasn't as good as people, it wasn't a really great movie.
I don't think I've seen that. I don't think I've seen that one. I know what it is. I just don't think I've seen it.
Yeah, but his career seemed like it was on a bit of a slump. So this was, I could be wrong, Brandon. You can correct me if I'm wrong. But I feel like this is the first time us seeing Martin in a long time in this movie. At that point in 2007.
Well, 4 years prior, he did do Bad Boys 2, but he did take a break.
Yeah.
Between, I don't know if it was Life with Eddie Murphy, but I know he took a break at a certain point until he did Bad Boys 2. And then it felt
Life
like he
was
took
like
another break.
99. I want to say Life was in 99 or
Yeah.
might have been in early 2000s. Life was.
But maybe he didn't take a break. Maybe his films just weren't that great. I mean, I know he did National Security with Steve Zahn. I don't recall the year exactly, but
I remember that.
I know he
yeah.
did films Big Mama's House 1, 2, and 3.
Oh yeah, he got stuck in the loop of doing Big Mama's movies, but yeah, I would say so. 2001 was Black Knight, 2003 was National Security, Bad Boys 2 was '03, so he was really hot in '03. Really, 2005 Rebound, Big Mama's House 2 is in '06. He did Voice in Open Season. He did, and then Wild House was in 2007. So at that point in his career, Big Mama's House wasn't as good as obviously Big Mama's House 1 was, but yeah. But this was like a resurgence for him. Another thing I want to point out was this is the first film. It's funny because we just seen Hubie Halloween not too long ago, but it's great. This is the first film that we really started to see a comedic Ray Liotta. But he wasn't playing it comedically. He was playing it serious. But and he's a scary individual. I don't know. Something about Ray Liotta scares the hell out of me.
I love Ray, and he's great in this movie. He's so funny. I love the ending, but we'll get there. Yeah. But I love his character when he pops up. He's like a person. I wouldn't want to mess with him in a bar or on the street or anywhere. I mean, he's a real serious dude in this movie, which he's serious in just about every film he does. But I wouldn't want to mess with him, especially in this, because he takes his biker seriousness. He's very serious about his manhood, his bikerhood, and he sees these wild hogs as phonies, and he wants to embarrass them, and he does a really good job of that.
And so this movie, so let's go ahead and get into a little bit of it. For those that haven't seen, this is spoilers heavy because it's like 2007, guys. We'll catch up. But anyway, and if y'all want to comment on Facebook or anything, please feel free to comment. We will see them. We will put them up there. We will, talk about it, discuss it. We're here for you. Anyway, so it starts off with Tim Allen's character and John Travolta's characters. All of them are pretty much in a not a midlife crisis, but they're in a place where they feel like city slickers, like Bill Crystal in that movie. They feel like they're in a slump. And where in this movie, I would say Dan, come on, what's his name? City Slickers. The second
Stern?
guy. Dan Stern. Danny Stern. I feel like Martin Lawrence was his character in this movie. He was in a slump in his marriage and his relationship. His wife, he mentions his wife talks at him instead of talks to him. He got a mother-in-law that was very highly critical of him. And in that regard, it reminded me a lot of Grown Ups and what's his name's character, Chris Rock's character in Grown Ups. It reminded me of that, with his mother-in-law and stuff there.
Yeah.
And he has kids. One of them doesn't really communicate, and the other daughter wants to go out and I don't know, be grown, I guess. But so all this is going on in his career, his life. He's out of work, and he his wife wants to return to the firm, which is a plumbing company where they clean up poop and stuff and plumb. And then you got William H. Macy, which this was really, he's a serious actor, and it's the opposite of Ray Liotta in the sense of Ray Liotta You typically don't see him playing in comedies, but it was really great to see him in this comedy. But it was great to see. Uh, it was great to see William H Macy, play in a comedic type of role. Uh, and he played opposite the roles he usually plays. You know what I mean?
I do. Yeah, I loved him in this. You know, basically his character can't talk to women. But you all right?
Yeah,
you okay?
You froze for a moment.
Oh well,
Friday 13th, man.
It's Friday the 13th. It's serious business here on the podcast. I mean, it's trying to kill us here.
It really is trying to take us out. Freddie.
It is. It is.
Not Freddie. Lord, that's a rookie mistake. But
yeah, but William H. Macy, I agree with you that he usually takes on serious roles, and in this one he gets to be the lovable guy that has difficulty talking to women, and when he tries to, something horrible always goes wrong. like in the coffee shop, I'm assuming it was like a coffee shop. He's telling to turn his computer on, and it turns on something else, which is very embarrassing. Mm-hmm. Which is in the trailer that you showed, so they gave that away if you have not seen it.
Yeah, the trailers back then, I guess, really did give away stuff. I didn't realize how much it gave away. It gave away the whole movie essentially. And so that's where he is. You can tell us where your boy Johnny's at. Where's Travolta?
Oh, Travolta. You meet him, and you're like, okay, he's going through the. I think of all the people in this movie, he is really going through the midlife crisis. Mm-hmm. You find out his model wife has left him, wants a divorce. He's going to lose his house. You think he's talking to an adult on the phone named Toby, but it's actually like a 10-year-old kid who's supposed to be raking his yard for $10, and he's wanting to raise the price. And it's like, grow up, Toby, grow up. I have to do the hand because that's what he does. Toby, he played it so well. He played it so well. I mean, but yeah, he's going through that, and he's wanting an adventure. He's fed up with life. He wants his gang, his wild hogs, to go on a ride. He just wants to ride, man. He just wants to ride.
Just want to ride. And then you have Tim Allen, who is a dentist. And he pretty much feels like he has a panic attack, anxiety attack because of stress in his life. He starts eating. The dinner scene is pretty hilarious, but he's eating and saying, "I eat this and do what I want. I do," and he ends up in the hospital because he has a panic attack. And so, they all have their own separate things, and their crew, their biker gang that rides together. Real quick, I want to mention this. So, top billing in this movie is Tim Allen. John Travolta gets second billing. Martin Lawrence is third. William H. Macy is fourth billing in this movie. It's interesting because in this time, Tim Allen was the biggest star out of all four of them. But John Travolta would have been second biggest star in Martin Lawrence. It's funny how where this movie hits in the decade that it falls into. It's funny how that's how it pans out. Tim Allen being the guy, he was on top at that point. I would argue and say Tim Allen movies, for the most part, have always been gold. For the most part, there's been a few in there, the Shaggy Dog one, that wasn't as well perceived, but they, for the most part, have been pretty gold. But it's interesting to see Travolta coming back in the fray as well at this point, along with Martin Lawrence and stuff. William H. Macy has always worked, so.
Yeah, he's always worked. And this is a funny thing, though. This was Travolta's last hit. He hasn't had one in 13 years. So,
I didn't know that. Was that one of your,
yeah, this is like his resurgence again, but also his last hit, which there was supposed to be a sequel. The they say it didn't happen because of Old Dogs, the Travolta Robin Williams movie. It flopped hard. It was critically panned as it was a disaster. So they blame that on. I don't understand that really though.
What's that got to do with this movie? Yeah.
I don't think it has. I think it's just an excuse because around the same time they were supposed to do Wild Hogs 2, his son died. I think they just said, "Well, Old Dogs didn't do well, so we're not going to move forward with Wild Hogs 2."
I would love to see, kind of like as we mentioned with Another City Slickers. I'd love to see it now, with them now, because they were in their. I would say they were in their late 30s, early 40s, maybe even their 40s, probably 40s, early 40s.
I would say maybe Tim was 50.
Oh,
at the oldest. I would say everyone else was in their 40s or late 30s, but I know Travolta was in his 40s.
I know. Well, William H. Macy has looked old for his entire life, so that guy. Hey, if you ever want to see, William H. Macy in a movie when he's really young, check out the Last Dragon. He's in that movie. He's very young. Probably, you're like, hey, that's William H. Macy. Yeah.
Who's he play?
I want to say it's William H. Macy. I might be wrong. I want to say it's William H. Macy in The Last Dragon. If I'm wrong, I apologize. I'm gonna try to look up Last Dragon real quick. But as I'm talking, so they go to their little biker bar, and it's funny. It's funny to see. It's funny to see the difference between the biker bar that they in their suburban community versus the Del Fuego's biker bar, because their biker bar is more like a Buffalo Wild Wings type of deal. It's like there's motorcycles and stuff, but everybody, like the dude from what's that one show? He's on there. I never watched the show, huh?
Yeah, I never watched it either. But I do have it. Let's see. Okay.
Yeah, I was right. William H. Macy is in The Last Dragon. I was not right. He plays like a producer or something. He plays Vanity's manager. I knew it was him. And he didn't have a mustache. You used to see William with the mustache or very old and gray.
But yeah, the show was called American Chopper.
Yeah. So that guy's in this movie.
Yeah, they both are actually.
I didn't see his son. His son's in there.
Yeah, he's at the bar. I think he's serving the drinks. He's only in it for like a split second. The other guy's the one that actually does a little bit of a talking. But yeah, they were in it. But yeah, I had no idea William H. Macy was in that movie. I've seen that movie. Yeah. I don't know how many times.
That's a little for you all, for people that if you ever want to see Last Dragon, go and watch a movie. It's not bad. My buddy Ken Whelan loves Last Dragon.
I love it too.
Shout out to you, Ken. Yeah, I like it too. It's good. It's fun schlock, man. But all right. but anyway, so they decide to go on this road trip across the country. First thing they do is destroy their phones, which John just kicks it off by destroying. I'm going to call them by their real names. So John has kicked it off by destroying Tim Allen's phone, and then everybody destroyed everybody else's devices, and William H. Macy throws it at a big truck, big rig. But they go on the road, and on the road, they get to his camping place, this place where they can stop, and they light a tent on fire. And they end up having to spoon one another in order to stay warm at night. And that's when we get introduced to I had him pulled up, but I wouldn't pull somebody else up. Let me get to him. Brandon might not have him in front of him. What's your boy's name? Oh man. I'm spinning out. Give it to me, Brandon.
Well, no, I don't have it on me, but
Brandon don't have it either. All right, Aaron's gonna find it.
John, though.
He's on
John
there.
McKinley.
Yeah, there you go.
I know his name. I just
John C. McGinley. Yeah. He pops up as a police officer, and he says, "I got 4 counts of indecent exposure, 4 counts of doing something in a public place, and 3 counts of this and that." He says, and 1 count of color me jealous. You know, and you realize, oh Lord, he's and he's looking at William H. Macy, who is in his tidy whities, and he's all there, and yeah, but I love this character. I loved him playing this type of character in Scrubs. He's so serious, and he's a doctor and stuff. He's so serious type of dude. And other stuff, he's kind of that same level. But this one, I love seeing him playing against his type a bit. I love that guy. I love seeing him pop up and stuff. So every time he's on screen, he kind of stole the show. He stole the scene.
Yeah, I mean, he steals the twice that he's on there. He steals it. I love it when they're in the river. I guess it's a river.
It's like a little, like a quarry or something, like a little lake.
And that family shows up, and they're all like, "No, you don't want to get in here." No, because they're all naked at that point in time because of William H. Macy. And I'm like, okay, so the father,
because they said there's crawdads and there's crawdaddies in this water. He said, "Oh, let me go get one."
Yeah,
he swims over. Go ahead.
But anyway, when the dad looks at, I think it was Travolta.
Yeah,
he's like, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry."
Well, what he does is he swims over and he goes looking because he says there's stuff in there. Y'all want to swim, and then they're naked, and the kid and the father's like, "Hey, put your hands out like this." And let my son jump into it. He said, "No, you don't want him to do that." And then like the dad gets in there and is like, "Oh, there's crawdads. Let me see if I can find one." And he swims over to Travolta and like tugs on his manhood. And then he's just looking at him, and he's like, "Oh," he says, "Kids, get in the car, And then she's like, "What? It's so nice and lovely here." And then she sees that all their drawers are out. And like, "Oh. Yes, come on, let's go. And who pops up again?
John.
Yeah. And he's like, "Oh, I seen your bikes over there, and I figure, what the heck?" And is he already naked or did he already drop?
Yeah, he's naked. He's already naked.
Man, and then he's like Marco Polo. He wanted to play chicken. Oh Lord, no, that'd be terrible.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
We don't want that on our. Nobody wants that on their back. Nobody wants that on their neck. Sorry.
They don't want that on neck, back, legs, or anything. Nope, they don't want that.
But we get past the part.
They don't.
And go ahead and get to the next thing. Go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say I like how they because at the time it was very heavily rumored that Travolta was gay. So I love that he was playing off this. I just thought it was hilarious that he was kind of making fun of himself, if it is true, and he was just having fun with it.
Yeah, he was. No, he was. But yeah, and then so they ride and they get to another part. They get to the Del Fuegos.
Yeah, they get there. The bar.
Yeah, they get there. All right, so this is somebody I want to mention. All right, so there's 2 people to mention that is a part of the Del Fuego gang. One is Kevin Durand. He played Red, the big scary biker guy. He's been in a lot of movies. I just recognized him immediately.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was in a lot of stuff. I want to name a few things that this man was in. All right, so he was in Fruitvale Station. Uh, he
Good
was
now.
in Real Steel. Robin Hood is Little John. He's been in Lost, several episodes of Lost. X-Men Origins Wolverine. He was in that movie. It's Fred Dukes. But he's been in a lot of different movies, but I recognize him immediately because he's still in Walking Tall. He's been in
Yeah,
a lot of
Walking
stuff.
Tall is when I noticed him. That's when I really noticed him originally, because him and The Rock had pretty good chemistry in that movie, more so than Neil McDonough. But yeah, that's the movie I picked up that okay, this guy's going to be something down the road. He's a good character actor. He's going to be something down the line, and he's great in Wild Hogs as this dumb biker, and that's. They can kick some butt too, but he's so stupid. I love him.
And I want to mention another guy, MC Gainey. MC Gainey, you might see him in a lot of stuff, but I bet you remember him in one of my favorite movies of Nicolas Cage, Con Air, as Swamp Thing. He's terrific in this movie. Every time I looked at him in this, I immediately thought Swamp Thing.
He's also the original Mighty Ducks. It's a limo driver.
Oh, really? I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
He's been in a lot of things, man. Father's Day. He was in that movie. He was in Walking Dead as a walker. I didn't realize that. Okay. He's been in a lot of stuff. Beer Fest. He has a look about him. Club Dread. So he's really good with the lizard guys. But yeah, he's in it. He's in the biker gang. And there's other people that I kind of thought I recognized, like that little. There's an Asian dude that does like martial arts. I recognize him. Bald head Asian dude, short guy, very muscular. He's been in a lot of stuff. I can't tell you his name, but I recognized him. But yeah, but of course, the biggest Del Fuego of them all, Ray freaking Liotta. Man, he's believable as a biker. He's believable as a mobster. He's just such. He plays a cop in something before. He's such. Ray Liotta is probably on my list as one of my favorite actors to ever live. The guy is just he's so underrated, man. He's actually really good, man.
As far as bringing a character to life that has intensity, I don't think anyone does it better than him. He is so intense in his roles, and I would say the only guy that maybe Denzel or like Robert De Niro, but Ray's got a special kind of intensity that I've always been drawn to. You know, when he's in a movie, it's like I want to see where he goes with this character. Even if I'm not liking the movie, I do want to see where he goes because he always brings his A game, and I love his intensity. And I agree with you; he's a very underrated actor. Doesn't get the respect he deserves, in my opinion. But yeah, he's great. He's awesome. I praised you enough, Ray.
Yeah, well, we can not. I can't not praise you enough, Ray. But anyway, so they get to this bar and they have a run-in with these people. Ray Liotta's character tries to scam William H. Macy's character out of his bike. And try to trade him like a piece of junk that needs to be fixed. And essentially, they steal it. They steal his bike and send him off with Travolta in a sidecar. But Travolta did not take that lying down, did he, Brandon?
Oh, it's Travolta. He's not going to take that lying down. He's going to go back to that bar. He's going to blow up the bar. Coincidentally. He doesn't do it on purpose, but yeah, he's gonna get that bike back. He's gonna
cut their gas line.
His problem, because he didn't want them to follow him if they did catch him in the act. So he kind of what did he use to
To cut
to
it,
get
the gas
fluid.
line?
The gas line, yeah, he was cutting the gas line. I forget what he cut it with though.
I don't know. I don't think that was important. I don't remember.
Well, I just wanted to be specific, Bob. Specific. Quoting phenomenon now. But yeah, I'm a true Travolta Mark here. But yeah, he's cutting the gas line, and so they can't follow him. And once he goes back, he's got the bike. And I love what Tim Allen says though. It's like, because I think William H. Macy asked, should we follow him? Tim Allen says, we should, but we won't. And he comes back and they're all wondering how he got the bike back. So he created this story. It's like, oh, I went to him. I said we would sue their butts if they, came after us. But, it just, he's so into the moment. He's full of it, but he's so into the moment. Like he's getting them to believe that he put them in their place and he didn't do nothing but cut the gas line.
And then he asked, then Tim said, well, is it okay to ride back that way? And they're like, he's like, yeah. They actually said we can't ride back that way. So here they come riding up the road. Nobody is aware. So you got them looking at him, nodding at him and stuff like that. Like, it's almost as if like, yeah, we don't care about what you said. We're going to do what we're going to do. And then like, you even got William H. Macy waving. And then you got Travolta flipping the bird. And
it's great.
And then the Del
Ray's
Fuego,
hot though. Ray Liotta gets hot.
I think his name's Spider in this because he has Spider tattoo. So. I think his name's Spider.
Yeah, he gets hot. So he's like
Jack. Sorry.
No, Jack. Yeah, Jack. Yeah, you're right, Jack. But he gets hot. I love it. He's sitting on his bike. He's trying to start it up. He realizes, his gas has been cut, and he dropped his cigarette, but it starts a fire and it blows up the bar. And it just, I was like, and Travolta's like,
yeah, he's looking at his rear view and he sees that the explosion, and so the guys stop at this gas station and they're like, no, this is when we get this line. No, let's ride. I just want to ride, man. I just want to ride. Let's ride. Come on, open road, man. No stopping. Let's ride. So they're like, all right, let's ride. And they ride, and it's last gas for 200 miles. And next thing you know, they're walking in the desert.
Travolta said there should have been a sign. There was a truck in front of the sign. But yeah, it's great. And then they finally do arrive in this little town, Madrid, I believe is the name of it.
Madrid, yeah.
But and they think they're, what are they called? Del Fuegos?
Del Fuegos.
Yeah. You said it.
The fires, or some type of fire. It's
yeah, but they the town thinks they're part of the gang too, and I just, it was, of course Tim says we're not part of those, maybe he said arseholes or something. I'm not really sure the exact line he said, but we're not part of them. We put them in their place. They won't bother you no more. So it was a fun little scene to get to that point. And once they got there, they're just enjoying the town, and Travolta's like,
oh, but Travolta. Always enjoying the town, but Travolta, and that's what made for the comedy of it, though, because Travolta knows what's coming for him, and instead of coming out and being like, "Yeah, man, we need to go," because, and they would have left if they knew that the Del Fuegos was coming after them.
Yeah.
But yeah, they don't know this, so they're like, "Yeah, let's just enjoy our time, man. These people are so nice and they're so friendly here, They have a sheriff in town. Sheriff is played by Ned the Head.
Yeah.
Ned.
What do you think of the deputies, though?
Oh, the twins. These guys, I'm going to be real. I don't like them as actors in nothing. I don't know what it is. I just don't like the twin guys. But I know Jason Sklar and Randy Sklar, Earl and Buck Dewey, the Double.
You think they look like Rick Grimes from season 1?
They kind of do. Yeah, absolutely. I didn't think about it that way, but they do.
It was his twins.
But they have this recurring joke with one of them has the ear just blown off.
Yeah.
But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I didn't. I kind of agree with you. I didn't find them funny. I thought it was more funny. They look like Rick Grimes than anything they did in the movie. But I like the slap the bull. They have because you actually slap a bull, and of course, Travolta does it first, so no issues. And Tim Allen's getting ready to do it, and they're like, "We never seen it done twice." So now he's
Come down,
alert.
dog.
We're gonna see how he responds. Of course, I think it's William H. Macy and Travolta's like, they look at each other and like, "Oh no!" And he slaps the bull, and the bull's very alert. He's chasing him, and Travolta, I think, maybe no. Are they all three there at that point?
All three, all but William. Everybody's there.
Okay. It was Martin that was there then. Okay, they're all chasing him, and I think they're gonna get out. Martin gets hit.
Well, they get out. They get out. Tim gets hit. I think Tim gets hit. In there, and then like they go in there. They save him. They pull him out. They get through the door, and then the bull undoes the latch, and Martin is walking, and then the bull hits Martin, and he does this like pratfall thing in the air, which so this is a 2000s comedy, so it's very dated in that sense. Like a lot of the jokes and a lot of the delivery and things like that is a keen. I don't know if that's a word, but it was for that time frame. You know what I mean? Like a lot of comedies had that type of structure, had that type of like jokes and like lampooning type of jokes like that. But it was what it was. But they're in this town. And so back at the Del Fuego's headquarters, Ray Liotta is telling his guys, split up. We're going to find them. There's a town here and there's a town there. Y'all go in pairs and try to find them and don't do anything to them. Hold them for me because I want to get there and I'm going to destroy them and, their butt is mine or whatever. And so Swamp Thing and Big Guy, I'm going to just call him that. They go to Red, is his name. I remember the name. So Swamp Thing and Red, I'm going to call him Swamp Thing though. So Swamp Thing and Red decides to go to Madrid, and they find them there. And they're at a carnival, right? A festival or something there. Yeah. And Marissa Tomei.
They serve the hottest chili.
Serve the hottest chili. And that's the thing. I'll let you talk about that. But this is the segue to that. So Marissa Tomei, my favorite. Marissa Tomei. Hey, Marissa Tomei is ageless. This lady doesn't age, man. She even back in Spider-Man stuff recently, she looks good for her age. It's Marissa Tomei, man. What can you say about Marissa? I love Marissa Tomei. I loved her ever since I first saw her in My Cousin Vinny. I've been a fan of hers ever since. So it was great to see her. Watching this movie again was like watching it for the first time again because I forget some of these people that were in the movie. And I'm like, oh man, I didn't realize she was in this. But yeah, so she serves the hottest chili. So hot, somebody's throat bled. The last year they did it. So Brandon, segue, go.
Well, yeah. So they're serving the hottest chili. So William H. Macy's going to take some chili, and he's going to attempt to talk to her as well, because he's got a little crush on her. And he can't handle the chili. He gets real hot. It's like, do you need something for that? This is it was just. I like to see. I love their chemistry though. Really, it was believable to me with William H. Macy, Marissa Tomei, those characters bonding. It was believable. Excuse me.
Did you have some of that chili?
I may have.
I want to say this real quick about Marissa, or about William H. Macy, his character, and this movie does this in a sense of. With all four of the Wild Hogs, really, the characters have an arc. They all have an arc in some sense. William H. Macy at the beginning, as Brandon was talking about, he was in a coffee shop on a computer, He's trying to do this, but he is really trying to impress a woman that's sitting over there. But he has issues trying to talk to him and try to impress him and being suave. And so he fupas it up and gets sex things. You've seen it at preview. Gets sex things on the computer or whatever. So you have that. So he has issues. So him at the end finally, and we're going to get there, Brandon, but the end, we see that he actually has grown as a character. And I could say the same thing. I would say the same thing for all other characters in this movie.
Yeah, they all eventually grow at the end. I mean, Martin stands up to his wife. Woody finally stands up and fights for something instead of trying to run away, because that's all he's been doing throughout the whole movie, is running away from his problems. But he finally stands up and fights. I think the only one, and Tim Allen is Billy Crystal in this movie. If you're going to compare the two, City Slickers in this, he is Billy's character. He feels like something's missing. But I mean, I feel like City Slickers did it better with that character arc than they did in Wild Hogs, but it didn't really need. He didn't really need, I mean, he needed to find himself again. That old, the youngster, that wasn't afraid to do anything.
Wild. He was he would play 80s rock, and they said that he would do this. He's just a wild man then.
Yeah, he just needed to find himself again, and he does that in the end. And the Del Fuegos, whatever they're called,
Del Fuego.
I'm gonna sound like I have lisp. Del Fuego. Yeah, I'm gonna sound just like Jim Carrey in The Cable Guy.
Don't do it.
But anyway. Del Fuego. Anyway, they end up coming into town, and they're wanting to fight. And the only one that really will fight is William H. Macy at this point in time. Is because they got his girl. They got his girl's diner, so he's going to go fight them. He gets caught, and so Travolta and them and Tim Allen and Martin Lawrence come up with a plan. Something they done.
We didn't skip. You're skipping a little bit, real quick.
What am I skipping?
So the night before, they were at the carnival, and two of the
Martin's big moment. Big moment.
And so John noticed them. Woody noticed them, and was like, "Oh Lord, they're here. We need to leave." Because he was saying, "Oh, yeah, we can stay here, but let's park the bikes in the back somewhere, and maybe in a bar, and close the door. Nobody can see them." And so he wants to lay low, play Scrabble, lay low. But the guys show up, and then they radio that they're there, and then but while they're there, they're being all unruly. They're stealing people's beers, pouring it on people, just causing ruckus, being ugly and mean. And Martin Lawrence was like, "Oh, he does it under the false pretense that John Travolta has already yelled at them and corrected them for their behavior." So he's like, "Oh, you did it last time. Don't worry, I got it this time." So he doesn't have confidence. He doesn't stand up to his wife. He doesn't have the confidence. But he has this false confidence because he gets it from a false pretense that John has already done this. Woody's already did this. So he goes up. He's like, "Hey, listen here, crackers." And, he just really lays in on him, man, and goes to town. And kicks them in the nuts and sprays ketchup and mustard on them, and just really he is the most Martin Lawrence that he is in this movie is right here. He's really Martin. He's Martining it up, and the funny faces. But this was his time, as Brandon said. This was his time to really shine in this part. But that's what happened, and the town celebrates them. And the next day, go ahead, Brandon, kick it back off.
Next day, the Del Fuegos show up and wreak havoc. They're wanting this Wild Hogs gang to take their medicine. They destroyed their bar, And of course, Tim thinks Woody took care of this, and he explains he didn't exactly take care of it. And he's like, "Oh, what really happened then?" He says, "Well, I accidentally blew up the bar."
Mm-hmm.
So they just want to kill us. So then that's when William H. Macy gets up the nerve to go solo into the diner to fight them, and he fails miserably, and they ended up wrapping him up in a tape and
in a rope.
Yeah, had a rope, and that's when Woody and Tim Allen get together and try to form something they did in yesteryear, and some kind of, what was it, Golden Night?
Yeah, the Golden Night.
But
the Golden Night. Do it with more gusto. But I love that about. I don't want to shine over that real quick, but William H. Macy's character is the first one that shows enough confidence to go out there and stand up for his woman and protect her bar, because she says that's all she has left. But nobody else is trying to go out there to stop them from wrecking the place. And so he goes out there, and Ray Liotta says, "You got some guts, or you're really brave, but you're also really stupid. A really stupid thing you did." The only way Ray Liotta can say it, the only way he can deliver the line, just what you did was really brave, but also really stupid, or something like that. You can tell the way that he delivered that line. You can tell that Ray Liotta has respect for William H. Macy's character at that moment, but nevertheless, he still got to pay. And
you got to pay. He blew up the bar. Well, not technically, but they are responsible. Well, Woody is responsible for the bar being blown up. But
it wouldn't have happened if Ray wasn't a smoker. Let's say.
Yeah, it wouldn't have happened if Ray wasn't a smoker. So it technically is Ray's fault.
Mm-hmm.
But so anyway, they get up the nerve to try to save their friend, and it doesn't go according to plan, because Tim thinks the rope's going to break, and it don't break, and he's just stuck holding William H. Macy in the air, and it finally breaks, and they fall down, and they're surrounded.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to get they're just going to get their butts kicked, and they decide to fight though. 4-on-4, and
four on. It was,
but it technically is 4-on-4. I mean, they
didn't jump them.
Yeah. So they are kind of fighting fair. I think it's also a respect thing that they finally were going to fight. I think Ray was respecting him for it, even though he wanted to kill him. He did respect him towards the end, I do believe. What do you think?
I think so. I think that they did, especially like they were getting their butts handed to them, but they were fighting and they would not give up, and they kept getting back up. Modern day version of that is when Captain America kept getting up saying, "I can do this all day." Tired, same thing, but they did it first. They came and got up and didn't give up, and became a real biker gang, became a real group, not posers. Because he kept calling them posers, and he's going to get these posers and make these posers realize that we're real bikers, we're real MC. You are just posers. And so he was going to do that, but they found out that that these guys wasn't giving up, wasn't going to back down. I want to mention someone that was in the movie, because I want to say it's him. Yeah. All right. So the gang surrounds them, and they stand up ready to fight. But then somebody stops it. And who was it? Peter Fonda.
Yeah, the guy who founded the bar and the gang, the Del Fuegos.
There you go. Now, I want to mention this. Peter Fonda. The thing about Peter Fonda is he is he's an actor, obviously. One of the movies he's most known for was back in the day, and I wanna make sure that I'm right on this, guys. I don't want to be wrong, but we're gonna make sure I'm right on this. So Peter Fonda, I want to say that he was in is a biker movie.
Easy Rider.
Easy Rider, yeah. Um, Easy Rider. He was in Easy Rider. So he's like, and he was the old school biker, and he's the leader, the creator of Del Fuegos. And Ray Liotta mentions him during the bar. He said, "Now that's a real biker. This guy right here. He created it, Spike or something. He created it. He's da 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 da. He's that tough and blah 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 blah. You know." And so he talked about him. But at the end, we realized, well, that's Ray's dad. He says, "Thanks, Pop," and he says he gets that from his mom. And I love that moment. I love that. I love the fact that's the connection. And he still has the rule over the MC. He's still the leader, essentially. And so I love that. It was just a great moment. And then the town can rest and relax. And the Wild Hogs won. They won. And at the same time, a van pulls up filled with Martin Lawrence's wife and then Tim Allen's wife and family. And they all get set straight and everything. And they all leave. And the movie ends with like them riding to California. And, and instead of William H. Macy crashing into something, the other guy's crashing into something, which is great because William is usually the one that's crashing into stuff. Throughout the whole movie, he's the one that's doing it. And so I thought that was great. But the real ending, Brandon, let's talk about that real ending.
All right, go ahead. Talk about it.
All right, the real ending. So back in the day, there was a show, Extreme Home Makeovers, which was like, they have a bus or something in front of a building. They say, "Move that bus," and then they show a new place that they created. So they rebuilt because of the Wild Hogs letting them know that the bar was blown up. They rebuilt the bar and made it better. They got a leather parking lot. They got bungalows. They got big. They got beer on tap. There's just a huge building, and it has Del Fuegos and like neon, not neon lights, but light strobing, like whatever those lights, whatever those lights, the lights, those lights, Broadway lights, whatever. So you have all that happening, and at the whole time you see Ray Liotta looking mad, like you like, what is he gonna do? And then they cut to he says in the history of doing the show, I've never seen no one have this type of reaction when it comes to, seeing the reveal. And all of a sudden, when it cuts to like his personal interview about it, he's crying and it's like, "Oh my God, those guys! Wow, I can't believe they did that." He was like, so, like it was great to see him go ahead and give into a comedic type of moment. And that was the true ending. I think they could have. Yeah, that was the true ending of the movie. Yeah. And I wish it wasn't just a post credit scene, but it was the true ending of the movie. And I thought it was. I love to see that this gang got respect, paid them respect. I just love the ending.
Yeah, it's a good ending. It is funny to see Ray get all emotional like that. This real tough guy get all emotional at the end, showing that he does actually have a heart, And I laughed, but also felt good. It was a good moment, but I laughed because he was just the tears were just flowing. I mean, it was cool to see. I mean, it really was. And that what was his name? You said Red.
Yeah.
It's just I could have saw like a spin-off movie with just his character and been so happy. I would love to see where he would go.
Stuff. Yeah. Red would say some stuff in this movie that was so suspect. He'd be like, "Yeah, we're gonna. I just want to Man, like he's like, yeah, like I think he mentioned eating balls or something at one point,
Yeah.
and then Ray's like, what? You gonna do what? And then just correct him, like hit him or whatever. But yeah, I would have loved it. All right, before we get to our marks, I do want to mention. So if you hear something, it's the dog, and the dog is excited. All right, so I do want to mention that if they were to make a sequel to this movie, I would love to see it. I would love to see them now as how older they are now, their life experiences now in 2020 or whatever going forward, and seeing the film now from that perspective. I think that would be great. And then I think that would be. I think it would be a good thing to see. But would you like to see that?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing a sequel today. I don't know if Tim would do it, but I think he would be what's keeping it from getting done now, because Martin really doesn't do all that much. Travolta doesn't really do anything. Like, I think he did that Kevin Hart show, but he's doing straight to DVD releases now. William H. Macy, I think he still works, but not like he was working back then. So I think Tim really would be the focal point, whether it would get made or not. But I would love to see it, no doubt, because I loved all the characters. I would love to see where they went from there.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and we're at an hour, so let's go ahead and hit them with these Markout movie meter points. All right. I don't know what I'm talking about. So, Brandon, I'll let you go first, my man.
All right. I'm going to give this a 4.5 on the Markout meter out of 5. I still enjoyed it. Still laughed throughout the whole movie. There's some little nuggets that I didn't, I can't push to a 5 because I don't think it's as good as City Slickers, even though that's what I would compare it to. But it's a lot better than part 2. So, and I think it is a classic comedy from the mid 2000s. I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed the interaction with all the actors. I thought they all made each other better. And it was a lot of fun. Still a lot of fun in 2020, I do believe.
I agree. My score on this movie will be 4.5 out of 5 as well on the Markout meter. Yeah, I want to give it 5, but comparing it to City Slickers is no City Slickers. City Slickers leave you with a warm feeling. It's a perfect movie, flawless film. This movie has some flaws to it. The comedy dates itself a bit, but it was still a fun movie, and I absolutely enjoyed it. And it's just because of the datiness of some of the jokes is the only reason why I don't give it a 5. But I enjoy it. I enjoyed everybody in it. I enjoyed it. Yeah. So next week, Brandon,
yes,
we're planning. I don't know what we're gonna do. We're either gonna do planes, trains, and automobiles, or son-in-law. Because I wanted to get in a movie that was Thanksgiving themed. And I'll let Brandon know sometime this week which one it's going to be. I'm going to find out which one I can get the availability of. I love Son-in-Law because I'm a big Polly fan. But yeah, I'll let you know.
All right, look forward to it.
All right, well, Aaron Whitlow,
Brandon Spivey,
and we are the Markout Movie Podcasters. Brandon, let them know what you want to do.
What?
Let them know what you want to do.
What I want to do?
Throughout the whole movie, you just said this.
I just want to ride, man. I just want to ride.
Yeah.